Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of British currency, exploring the top 5 most valuable United Kingdom 2 shilling coins. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual hobbyist, these coins stand out not just for their historical significance, but also for their rarity, mint marks, and condition. Let's get started. First up, the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin of 1948, commonly known as the florin, examined specifically in fine condition. Although this coin may appear modest at first glance, it carries powerful historical importance, unique design features, and steady collector demand. In this video, we will explore its background, its physical characteristics, its rarity in worn and damaged states, and, most importantly, its current auction market value in US dollars. If you enjoy discovering the hidden stories and values behind old coins, this is one you won't want to miss. The 1948 2 shilling coin was issued during the reign of King George VI, a period when Britain was still recovering from the immense economic and social impact of World War II. By 1948, the United Kingdom was facing material shortages, rationing, and major reforms, including the slow dismantling of the British Empire. Coinage during this time reflected both practicality and tradition. The florin, valued at 2 shillings or 1/10 of a pound, had been in circulation since 1849 and was widely used in everyday transactions. The 1948 issue is particularly significant because it belongs to the post-war cupronical era, replacing earlier silver compositions, marking a clear shift in British monetary policy. The obverse of the 1948 2 shilling coin features the left-facing portrait of King George VI, designed with a dignified and realistic style that reflects the seriousness of the era. Surrounding the portrait is the Latin inscription identifying the monarch and his royal titles. The reverse displays the traditional florin design, a crowned rose flanked by thistles, shamrocks, and leeks, symbolizing the unity of England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. In fine condition, many of these details remain visible, though softened by circulation wear. The date, legends, and major design elements are still readable, making the coin visually appealing despite its age and use. While the 1948 2 shilling coin was minted in relatively large numbers, true rarity emerges when collectors consider condition and survival rate. Coins from this era were heavily circulated, and many examples suffered corrosion, edge damage, cleaning, or excessive wear. As a result, even coins in fine condition are becoming increasingly desirable, especially when they retain original surfaces and clear design features. Collectors who focus on George VI era coinage, post-war issues, or complete florin date sets often seek affordable yet historically meaningful examples, keeping demand strong even for coins that are not in high mint state. In today's auction and collector market, the value of a 1948 UK 2 shilling coin in fine condition typically ranges between $421,000, depending on eye appeal, surface quality, and overall preservation. Coins with evenly worn details, natural toning, and no major damage tend to achieve prices at the higher end of this range. Exceptionally attractive fine examples, especially those sold in competitive online auctions, may occasionally exceed these figures. While it is not a high-value rarity, its steady market presence makes it a reliable and collectible historic coin. If you are considering adding the 1948 2 shilling coin to your collection, always examine the coin carefully. Look for clear date visibility, readable inscriptions, and minimal corrosion or scratches. Avoid heavily cleaned coins, as cleaning significantly reduces collector value. Storing the coin in a protective holder or archival flip will help preserve its condition over time. For beginners, this coin serves as an excellent entry point into British pre-decimal coinage, offering both affordability and historical depth. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 2 shilling 1948 coin in fine condition is far more than just an old piece of change. It represents a nation rebuilding after war, a shift in metal composition, and a continuation of centuries-old monetary tradition. While not extremely rare, its historical importance, attractive design, and consistent auction value make it a meaningful addition to any coin collection. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, this florin stands as a tangible reminder of Britain's post-war era and a small coin with a surprisingly rich story. Next up, the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin dated 1947, often called the florin. The specific example we are discussing is in GOR, good to reasonable, very fine condition, a grade that still preserves strong detail and collector appeal. This coin is far more than old pocket change. It represents a turning point in British monetary history, and its value at auction continues to attract global interest. Stay with us as we uncover its background, unique features, rarity, and current market value in US dollars. The 1947 2 shilling coin was issued during a critical transitional period for the United Kingdom. Just 2 years after the end of World War II, Britain was still recovering economically, and precious metals were in short supply. Because of this, 1947 marked the final year that British silver coins were struck in .500 silver. From 1948 onward, circulating silver coinage was replaced with cupronickel. This alone makes the 1947 2 shilling historically significant, as it represents the end of an era that stretched back centuries. The coin was issued under the reign of King George VI, whose portrait symbolizes Britain's wartime leadership and post-war rebuilding. The 1947 2 shilling has several features that make it instantly recognizable. On the obverse, we see a left-facing portrait of King George VI, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget, with a dignified yet understated style. The legend around the portrait reads Georgiv 6D GBROMNREX, meaning George VI, by the grace of God, King of all Britain. The reverse displays a crowned rose flanked by thistles and shamrocks, symbolizing England, Scotland, and Ireland, with the denomination 2 shillings clearly shown. In very fine condition, much of the crown detail, floral elements, and lettering remain sharp, giving the coin strong visual appeal despite circulation. While the 1947 2 shilling is not extremely rare in absolute numbers, it is increasingly scarce in higher collectible grades, especially as many were heavily circulated or later melted for their silver content. Even coins in damaged or lower-grade condition maintain demand due to their silver composition and historical importance. Collectors often seek this date specifically to complete George VI silver sets or pre-decimal British-type collections. In GR very fine condition, the balance between affordability and preserved detail makes the coin particularly attractive to mid-level collectors and investors alike. In today's market, the value of a 1947 UK 2 shilling coin varies depending on condition, eye appeal, and silver prices. As of recent auction trends, a good to very fine example typically sells between $433,000. Coins closer to the upper end of the very fine scale, with strong detail and natural toning, may reach $114,000, especially when sold through reputable auction houses. Exceptional examples, or those graded by professional services, can exceed these ranges. While not a high-dollar rarity, the coin's consistent demand makes it a solid and stable collectible. If you're considering adding a 1947 2 shilling to your collection, focus on authenticity, surface quality, and remaining detail. Watch out for harsh cleaning, which can significantly reduce value. Original patina and even wear are preferred by collectors. Storing the coin properly in a non-PVC holder will help preserve its condition over time. For beginners, this coin is an excellent entry point into British silver, offering both historical depth and tangible precious metal value at a reasonable price. The United Kingdom 2 shilling of 1947 stands as a powerful symbol of change, marking the end of silver circulating coinage and reflecting Britain's post-war resilience. In GR very fine condition, it offers collectors a compelling mix of history, silver content, and steady market value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your journey, this coin deserves a place in any serious British pre-decimal collection. Next up, the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin dated 1955, often known as the florin, examined specifically in fine condition. While this coin is not among the rarest in British numismatics, it remains an important and widely collected piece that reflects a major transition period in UK coinage. In this video, we'll explore its background, physical characteristics, collector interest, and, most importantly, its auction market value in US dollars, so you'll know exactly where this coin stands in today's collecting world. The 1955 2 shilling coin was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, early in her historic and long-lasting monarchy. By this time, Britain had already moved away from silver coinage, and the florin was now struck in cupronickel, a durable and cost-effective metal alloy introduced after 1946. The 2 shilling denomination was especially significant because it represented 1/10 of a pound, making it a key step toward the eventual decimalization of British currency in 1971. Millions of florins were minted in 1955, and they circulated widely throughout the UK, serving as everyday money for decades. The 1955 florin has several distinctive design elements that make it appealing to collectors. On the obverse, it features the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick, with a simple yet elegant inscription surrounding the bust. The reverse showcases a crowned rose flanked by thistles, shamrocks, and leeks, symbolizing the unity of England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. Measuring approximately 28.5 mm in diameter and weighing 11.3 grams, the coin has a solid feel and a milled edge. In fine condition, many of these details remain clearly visible, though light wear can be seen on the highest points of the design. From a rarity standpoint, the 1955 2 shilling coin is considered common, especially compared to earlier silver florins or key date issues. Because of its high mintage and long circulation life, many examples survive today. In damaged or heavily worn condition, collector demand drops significantly, as numismatists generally prefer coins with clearer details and minimal surface issues. Scratches, corrosion, heavy edge damage, or cleaning can greatly reduce desirability. However, even damaged examples still hold modest interest as historical artifacts or affordable starter coins for beginner collectors. When it comes to auction market value, condition plays a major role. In fine condition, a 1955 UK 2 shilling coin typically sells for around $425,000 at auctions and online marketplaces. Coins graded very fine to extremely fine may reach $316,000, while uncirculated or high-grade examples can sometimes achieve $214,000 or more, depending on eye appeal and demand at the time of sale. Damaged coins often sell close to face value or slightly above, mainly driven by bulk buyers or casual collectors rather than serious investors. If you're collecting the 1955 florin, focus on overall condition and originality. Avoid coins that show signs of harsh cleaning, as this permanently lowers their value. Look for examples with strong detail in the Queen's portrait and clear national symbols on the reverse. Storing the coin in a protective holder, away from moisture and extreme temperatures, will help preserve its condition. While this coin may not be a high-value investment, it fits perfectly into a complete Elizabeth II pre-decimal coin set and remains an affordable way to build historical depth into your collection. In conclusion, the 1955 United Kingdom 2 shilling coin may not be rare, but it holds lasting importance in British numismatic history. In fine condition, it offers collectors an attractive, affordable, and historically meaningful piece from the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Its steady auction value in dollars reflects consistent collector interest rather than speculation, making it ideal for beginners and seasoned collectors alike. If you enjoy coins with rich symbolism and everyday historical significance, the 1955 florin is certainly worth a place in your collection. Next up, the United Kingdom's 2 shilling coin, commonly known as the florin, dated 1951 GR and preserved in excellent condition. While at first glance this coin may appear ordinary, its historical importance, elegant design, and collector appeal make it a fascinating piece of British numismatic history. In this video, we will explore its background, design features, rarity, collector demand even in damaged condition and, most importantly, its current auction market value in US dollars. The 1951 2 shilling coin was issued during the reign of King George VI, whose initials GR stand for Georgius Rex. This period was significant for Britain, as the country was still recovering from the economic and social impacts of World War II. Coinage from this era reflects a transitionary time in British history, marked by industrial rebuilding and the final years of George VI's reign before the accession of Queen Elizabeth II in 1952. By 1951, the 2 shilling coin had already lost its silver content, switching to a copper-nickel alloy in 1947 due to post-war metal shortages, making these later florins more accessible to the public but still historically meaningful. The obverse of the 1951 2 shilling features a refined portrait of King George VI facing left, surrounded by a Latin inscription that translates to George VI, "By the grace of God, King of all the Britons, defender of the faith." Notably, by this year the title Emperor of India had been removed from the legend, reflecting Britain's changing global role. The reverse displays the iconic crowned Tudor rose at the centre, flanked by the national floral emblems of the United Kingdom: the thistle for Scotland, the shamrock for Ireland, and the leek for Wales. In excellent condition, the coin shows sharp lettering, strong crown details, and minimal surface wear, making it especially attractive to collectors. In terms of mintage, the 1951 2 shilling is not considered extremely rare, as millions were struck for circulation. However, condition plays a crucial role in collector demand. Coins in damaged, heavily worn, or corroded condition are very common and generally hold minimal value. That said, even damaged examples are still collected by beginners, history enthusiasts, and bulk collectors who enjoy owning representative pieces from the George VI era. Their affordability makes them a popular entry point into British coin collecting, even if their investment potential is limited. When it comes to auction and collector market value, condition makes all the difference. A damaged or heavily circulated 1951 2 shilling may sell for as little as $433,000, mainly as a historical keepsake. In fine to very fine condition, values typically range from $421,000. However, an example in excellent condition, with crisp details and minimal marks, can command $314,000 at auction. Uncirculated or near-mint examples, especially those with original luster and no cleaning, may fetch $216,000, depending on demand and auction competition. If you are considering adding the 1951 2 shilling to your collection, always prioritize condition and authenticity. Avoid coins that show signs of harsh cleaning, as this can significantly reduce value. Store your coin in a protective holder to prevent further wear, and consider professional grading if the coin appears uncirculated or exceptionally well preserved. For long-term collectors, pairing this coin with other George VI florins can help build a cohesive and historically rich collection. In conclusion, the United Kingdom's 1951 GR2 shilling coin may not be the rarest British coin ever minted, but it holds undeniable historical charm and steady collector interest. In excellent condition, it stands out as a beautifully designed reminder of post-war Britain and the final chapter of King George VI's reign. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, this coin offers a meaningful blend of history, design, and value, making it a worthy addition to any collection. Next up, the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin dated 1950 with the GR inscription, examined specifically in good condition. Often overlooked in everyday change decades ago, this coin has quietly grown into a collectible item that attracts attention at auctions and among traditional British coin collectors around the world. In this video, we will explore not only the story behind the 1952 shilling coin but also why it still matters today, how collectors view it when found in worn or damaged condition, and what kind of prices it can realistically achieve in the modern auction market when valued in US dollars. Whether you are a beginner collector, an experienced numismatist, or simply curious about the hidden value of old coins, this detailed guide will help you understand the true significance of the 1950 UK 2 shilling coin. The 2 shilling coin, commonly known as the florin, holds an important place in British monetary history. Introduced in 1849, the florin was designed as a step toward decimalisation, representing 1/10 of a pound. By the time the 1952 shilling coin was issued, Britain was still recovering from the economic and social impacts of the Second World War. Rationing was ongoing, industries were rebuilding, and the Royal Mint faced limitations in metal supply and production capacity. Coins minted during this period often reflect these challenges, making post-war issues historically meaningful even when mintages appear high on paper. The 1952 shilling coin was issued during the reign of King George VI, whose initials GR stand for Georgius Rex. This era was marked by stability efforts after wartime disruption, and everyday coinage like the 2 shilling piece played a crucial role in daily transactions across the United Kingdom. While the coin was not rare at the time of issue, many examples were heavily circulated, later melted, lost, or damaged, which has affected survival rates in collectible condition today. The obverse of the 1952 shilling coin features the bareheaded portrait of King George VI facing left, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget. This portrait is widely admired for its realism and dignified simplicity, capturing the monarch as a steady and reassuring figure during a difficult historical period. Around the portrait, the Latin legend reads Georgius 6D GBROMNREX, which translates to George VI, by the grace of God, King of all Britons. The lettering style and spacing are typical of mid-20th century British coinage and remain a key diagnostic feature for collectors verifying authenticity. The reverse side displays the crowned rose flanked by thistle, shamrock, and leek, representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. This symbolic design emphasizes unity within the United Kingdom and had been used on florins since 1937. The date 1950 appears below the floral emblem, with 2 shillings clearly inscribed around the edge. Even in good condition, where wear may soften the finer details, this reverse design remains identifiable and visually appealing to collectors. The 1952 shilling coin was struck in cupronickel, a metal alloy that replaced silver in British coinage after 1946. This change reflected post-war economic realities and the rising cost of precious metals. The coin weighs approximately 11.31 grams, has a diameter of 28.5 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. While cupronickel coins lack intrinsic silver value, their durability has helped many survive decades of circulation, albeit often with significant wear. Collectors today appreciate these specifications because they help distinguish genuine examples from counterfeits or altered coins. Even in good condition, a genuine 1952 shilling coin should display consistent weight, diameter, and edge pattern. Any major deviation can affect value and desirability in the auction market. What sets the 1952 shilling coin apart from earlier florins is its post-war context and base metal composition. As one of the early cupronickel florins, it marks a clear transition away from precious metal coinage in everyday British currency. This makes it historically significant as a representation of economic adaptation and modernization. Another unique feature is the quality of strike often seen on these coins. Despite post-war challenges, many 1950 issues were well struck, with clear legends and strong central details when originally minted. Over time, circulation has reduced this sharpness, but even worn examples still show balanced design elements, which collectors find appealing. The GR-era florins are also popular because they represent the final years of the 2 shilling denomination before the reign of Queen Elizabeth II brought design changes and new issues. In numismatic terms, a coin graded as good shows heavy circulation wear, but all major design elements remain visible. For the 1952 shilling coin, this means the portrait of King George VI is worn smooth in high points, with facial details softened, yet clearly recognizable. The legends around the edge should be readable, though some letters may be weak. On the reverse, the floral emblem may lack sharp detail, but the overall design and date remain distinct. Good condition coins are often underestimated by new collectors, but they play an important role in affordable collecting. For historically significant coins like the 1950 florin, even heavily worn examples are collected for typesets, date runs, or historical interest. Their value lies not in pristine beauty but in survival and authenticity. While the 1952 shilling coin is not considered rare in absolute terms, collector demand increases when considering condition and survival rates. Many coins from this year were used extensively in everyday commerce, leading to scratches, corrosion, edge damage, or heavy wear. Damaged coins such as those with bends, deep gouges, or environmental corrosion are less desirable but still hold interest for budget collectors or those completing date collections. Even damaged examples maintain a baseline value because of their historical context and continued popularity among George VI collectors. Demand comes not only from the UK but also from international collectors who appreciate British coinage as part of global numismatic history. This steady interest helps prevent prices from falling too low, even for coins that show clear signs of age and USA in the auction market. The 1952 shilling coin tends to perform consistently rather than spectacularly. Collectors are realistic about its availability, but competition can arise when multiple bidders seek examples with honest wear and no major defects. Coins described as good, but problem-free often sell more easily than heavily damaged pieces, as they still display the full design and date. Online auction platforms have increased accessibility, allowing collectors from different countries to participate. This global exposure has slightly strengthened prices over the past decade, particularly for coins with clear photographs, accurate descriptions, and verified authenticity. While not a high-ticket item, the 1950 florin benefits from steady demand rather than speculative hype. When converting auction results into US dollars, a 1950 UK 2 shilling coin in good condition typically falls within an affordable range. As of recent market trends, most examples sell for approximately $433,000 depending on eye appeal, degree of wear, and seller credibility. Coins with better than average surfaces for the grade, even if still classified as good, may reach the higher end of this range. Damaged examples, such as those with corrosion or heavy scratches, may sell closer to $123,000, while cleaner, evenly worn coins often attract stronger bids. It is important to note that prices can fluctuate based on collector interest, currency exchange rates, and overall market conditions. While this coin is unlikely to make someone rich, it represents stable and predictable value within the British coin market. Several factors influence the auction value of a 1952 shilling coin. Condition is the most obvious, but originality is equally important. Coins that have not been harshly cleaned or altered tend to sell better, even when worn. Natural toning and honest circulation wear are preferred over artificially brightened surfaces. Provenance can also play a minor role. Coins sold as part of established collections or by reputable dealers often achieve slightly higher prices due to buyer confidence. Finally, presentation matters. Clear photographs, accurate grading, and transparent descriptions can significantly impact final auction results. For collectors interested in acquiring a 1952 shilling coin, patience and research are key. Because the coin is relatively common, there is no need to rush into a purchase. Compare multiple listings, study photographs carefully, and avoid coins with severe damage unless they are significantly discounted. Understanding grading standards will help you avoid overpaying for worn examples. Storage is another important consideration. Even base metal coins can suffer from corrosion if stored improperly. Keep your coin in a dry environment, preferably in a protective holder or album designed for numismatic storage. Avoid excessive handling, as oils from fingers can accelerate surface deterioration over time. From a long-term perspective, the 1952 shilling coin serves as an accessible entry point into British numismatics. While dramatic price increases are unlikely, its value lies in historical representation and steady collector interest. As older generations pass down collections and newer collectors enter the hobby, demand for classic George VI coinage is expected to remain stable. For those building a complete florin set or focusing on post-war British coins, the 1950 issue is an essential component. Even in good condition, it tells a story of resilience, transition, and everyday life in mid-20th century Britain. Beyond monetary worth, the educational value of the 1952 shilling coin is significant. It provides insight into Britain's economic recovery after World War II, changes in metal usage, and evolving coin design. Teachers, historians, and collectors alike use such coins as tangible connections to the past, making them valuable beyond simple price tags. Holding a coin that circulated during this transformative period allows collectors to connect with history in a personal and meaningful way. This emotional and educational appeal is one reason why even low-value coins continue to be collected and appreciated. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin dated 1950 with the GR inscription is a modest yet meaningful piece of numismatic history. In good condition, it may not command high prices, but it offers steady value, historical significance, and wide collector appeal. Its post-war origins, classic design, and connection to the reign of King George VI make it an enduring favourite among British coin enthusiasts. Whether you are collecting for investment, education, or personal enjoyment, the 1952 shilling coin deserves recognition and respect. It reminds us that not all valuable coins are rare or expensive. Some are valuable because of the stories they carry and the eras they represent. If you enjoyed this deep dive into British coinage, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts or experiences with 2 shilling coins in the comments below.